Ladies and gentlemen, and baseball fans of all ages, sit back and relax because it's time for even more unbelievable great plays and bloopers.
Let me say, ho, 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 let's go. Go, 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 go. Say what?
Baseball starts fresh every spring, so there's always a fresh set of firsts. Like the first guy to drop in, the first show-stopping song and dance number, and the first baseman. Well, technically, the first baseman to drop out of the sky with a base. A new ballpark, like the one in Arizona, is sure to bring with it a flurry of firsts. First fireworks, first pitch. But, as is our custom, we tend to focus on the first-time events that are a tad more unusual.
You arguably are the first person in the first game ever to have the worst seat in the house.
I gotta squint a little bit, but it's still cool.
In the best seat in the house, Diamondback fans tend to ride out the game bareback.
You guys are the first guys and girls in the hot tub.
It's incredible.
This is a night of firsts. It's incredible.
I think the Diamondbacks have really showed us that this is a new way to watch baseball.
You are the first person to paint his face. Is it something you're very proud of?
It's something I've waited for 16 years, ever since I moved from St. Louis to here. Painted my hair for the first time for the Diamondbacks. As you can see, my contacts are green and purple as well.
Woo! Tell me, give me the play-by-play.
I don't know. I was talking to you.
Everyone knows that Travis Lee hit the first home run in Arizona's Major League debut. But a more compelling first is the fan who dropped it.
How do you feel being the first person to drop a home run from the first Arizona Diamondback in the first ever Arizona Diamondback game?
I tell you, it hurts. It hurts.
Yes, opening day celebrations can be a bashing success, but some of the more elaborate rituals require precise hand-eye coordination. Especially as Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher John Lieber discovered the part about the eye.
You know, are you ready for the season? And we were kind of a distance away from each other with our seats, and I leaned over, shake Jason's hand, like this, kind of like this, and grab the middle finger and pull it back like that.
It was more one of those things where, you're excited to get out of spring training. We're all jazzed to get the season started, and you're doing a handshake, doing it real hard, boom, 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 boom.
Boom. An ophthalmological nightmare. A shiner. But with just under 6 strong innings and a Pittsburgh victory, certainly not a black eye on Lieber's opening day pitching performance.
Well, if I keep getting results on opening day like I did, I'll have these guys start punching me around every time out before I pitch.
Of course, what most intrigues us is what takes place after a pitch is thrown.
The Philly fanatic has found George's box. Eddie, the driver,
Eddie
drives Mr. Steinbrenner around. Look, he gets a head full of popcorn.
Jay Buhner showing he's quicker than the robotic camera.
In English, it's the Duke. In Spanish, it's El Duque. And in baseball, there are plenty of L's to go around.
El Presidente, El Perfecto.
Surely you remember El Cid, but the most feared L in the game is El Nino.
Hey, when in doubt, blame El Nino.
That's right.
The wind has been a big factor, gusting up to 50 miles an hour. That's no fun. Just hold it right there, guys.
Yeah, for the rest of the game.
Wind's picking up.
As the snow comes down a little bit heavier now.
Turning into a summer wonderland.
Yeah, we did have a bad camera. See, I told you wipe the lens off. All right, thank you, guys. And they're boarding up the bullpen to try and stay warm.
It's cold, it's windy. Look at the caps. Santa is at the game tonight.
Of course, they attribute it all to you-know-what, El Nino.
It is not so much rain, it's hail. The gang's all here.
It's just a light drizzle. Don't be fooled by that. You know what they say, it always looks worse on television.
When's it gonna stop?
And what comes down must go up.
On the ground, fair ball, could be extra bases.
Sprinklers have come
The
on.
sprinklers have come on. That's perfect. That's perfect. I guarantee you they're on a timer for midnight, and here we go. Either that or they have something that every time McGriff singles inside the bag at third, the sprinklers come on.
You just got to take this baseball thing step by step.
That pitch is popped up in foul ground. It'll be close. Hassman back to the screen. You can't get it. Now Hassman is stuck in the screen. His chest protector tangled up.
Mingo swinging a hot bat for Texas. Holy cow. Here go the fireworks. This is a little bit premature. Dane Johnson was in his stretch. Cedeno was getting ready to hit. And the fireworks have started early.
Tony Pena came back and he signaled 4 to Lyric. He bluffed him. Strike 3 call. He bluffed him and it worked.
Catchers can be tricky, but don't forget, they do wear the tools of ignorance. And sometimes the men behind the mask can even fool themselves.
I wonder if Larry's thought there were 3 outs.
Of course, you wanted to congratulate Pep Harris. There are only 2 outs, Jim. It's been a long evening.
Oh, to have somewhere to hide, a hole in the wall to salvage pride, and cast your troubles aside.
Line drive. Oh, it hit the runner. He's out.
It's true. When a batted ball hits a runner, he's out. Try as he might to avoid such a fate. When it happens 2 days in a row, the unfortunate runner becomes part of this tape.
Ground ball to Sharp.
That
gives Dory the second day in a row that Dunston's hit by a batted ball.
Now, when a fielder like Deion Sanders gets hit by a batted ball, he's not out. But he is never, ever gonna live it down.
Deion apparently got hit by that ball. That baby hit him flat on top of the head. He pulled a Jose Canseco on him. Playing with the Texas Rangers and went back to the wall and right, and the ball hit his head and bounced up to the fence for a home run. And you see the football tough Deion Sanders. Hang with him, pal. He's hiding a grin right now. He knows.
Yes, even Neon Deion makes a tasty target for a swarming pack of teammates when they smell a classic blooper in the air. You've just got to keep your head in the game. Stay within yourself. Give it 110%. Go the extra mile. And never, ever forget that there are 3 outs to an inning.
Huh?
Oops, I might be the only one hitting in here.
The pitch is a lazy flying to left center. Who wants it? Pushko says, I'll take it, and he does. Did he drop it? He dropped the ball. The runner's running off the field, and Chipper tags it.
That's having your head somewhere other than in the ball game. See, he's not watching the game. Just contented, okay, I hit it in the air, I'm mad. Everybody's screaming at him, now where do you go?
Ramirez will take second. Where's he going?
I think he thought that Tommy fouled it off. He was standing on second base, and that's just not knowing what's happening. So he's out. The only thing I can think of is if that shortstop comes over and says it's a foul ball, like joking around, and you go back to first.
The third, Zeal. No, there's no force play. Zeal forgot the situation. He thought there was a force play. Scoring is Castillo. 1-0 Marlins in an incredible brain cramp there by John Zeal.
To protect the brain, baseball players wear helmets. Nice, shiny helmets. Except, of course, Craig Biggio.
I like it dirty, because if you don't do anything that night, if you're 0 for 4, 0 for 5, or whatever, you have a bad night, somebody turns on the TV, they see your dirty helmet, they think you did something.
I think when the season ended last year, Craig Biggio took that batting helmet he wears, put it in a little box and buried it out in his grandmother's backyard. I mean, that thing has been through some wars.
I've had it now for 5 or 6 years. I used to break them a lot, get upset, emotional, so sometimes you get to take it out on your helmet. And I really looked at it, and I don't want to break it anymore.
A couple years ago, I think he jumped all over a bat boy for cleaning it up, so they had to fix it back up and get it all tarred up again. It's just one of those superstitions in baseball for him.
Not that players are superstitious or whatever, but hey, no baseball players are superstitious.
You're right.
You talk superstitions, the guy everybody thinks about is Wade Boggs.
He's got things down to a time, almost from when he eats and what he eats to the time he actually starts to warm up before a game.
12:47 for a 1 o'clock game.
How many throws he has and his little routine through the national anthem where he kind of clicks his heels.
Raul Mondesi is the most superstitious player I've ever seen. He definitely has a neurosis. He'll take the same steps back to his glove, and he'll count them, and if he gets them wrong, he'll do it again. If he gets it wrong, he'll do it again. He's a little disturbed.
We had one guy in Cleveland by the name of Kevin Romberg, and you probably heard about him. He has to get the last touch in. If you touch him, if you're just talking to him, if you touch him, he has to touch you back. And so a lot of guys would go around him and touch him and run. They'd go home for the rest of the day. And he's like looking around, he's frantic because he has to touch somebody. He cannot stand to have you touch him last. He has to touch you back. And I mean, it got to the point he's following guys on the clubhouse, the bases, the outfield, the dugouts, home in the cars. I mean, just to touch somebody.
Superstitions? Yeah, I have a couple. First, a little spit on the top. And then a couple bloopers inside the helmet.
Three of them.
My helmet's pretty messy inside. I don't let them clean it out either, so it gets to be a mess by the end of the year.
But Arky has another knack. A cinematic quest, in fact, a zest for zelling zeal. For whenever there's a camera, Arky finds a scene to steal.
All right, we'll be back right after these messages.
Far above the madding crowd, an artful few stand tall and proud.
Great catch! Oh, what a catch by Damon Buford! At the wall. Wow, what a play! Oh my, what a play! Oh, he robs him. McCracken still going, leaps and makes the grab. Catch. Chucky Carr, hello. track. Diving catch. Tony Barrett. One of the great catches you'll ever see. This is a great play.
Damon Buford going back at the wall, leaps, and makes the play.
And now, it's time for the Joey Cora Show. Normally, switch hitter Joey bats right-handed when a left-handed pitcher is on the mound. But in Act 1, check out Joey's helmet.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
He had the helmet flap. He had the helmet flap on the wrong side. Had the helmet flap on the wrong side.
I said, oh my God, there's no way this happened to me.
In Act 2, Joey's a little rusty with his vision.
Lined into the gap in left center. Greer with a dive, and does he catch it? No! He lost it when he hit the
Joey's
turn.
going back.
Joey's going back to the dugout, and he's going to be out at first base. He didn't see Greer drop the ball. They throw back to Will Clark, and Joey is out.
I said, oh my God, there's no way this happened to me.
And Act 3 sees Joey add 1 out to 1 out and get 3.
Joey Cora has it off the dirt and throws him out. So 2 down. The Mariners return to the Dome for a big old West shootout. Joey Cora, where does he think he's going? He thinks that's out number 3. That's 2 down, Joey.
I said, oh my God, there's no way this happened to me.
One of life's embarrassing moments. Turn around. Let's see the grin on your face. There it is.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Attaboy, Joey. Go get him.
While we're in a three-peat state of mind, check out Colorado's Larry Walker. Sure, he wears a pair of 3s on his jersey, but his obsession with the third digit to the right of 0 is even more unbelievable than that.
I'm superstitious with the number 3, so I try to do things revolving around the number 3, where they're divisible, multiples. Everything usually is in 3s.
Larry Walker making 3! Wow!
Hats are flying out, as in the hat trick.
This morning I got up at 6:33. I don't ever set it for 6 o'clock. It'll be 6:03. Something with the number 3 in it. I got married November 3rd at 3:33 p.m. But I was divorced 3 years later. It cost me $3 million.
Look at Larry Walker's 49th home run.
I've never hit that many before. It's 13 more than I've ever hit before. There's that 3 again coming in. It's just a superstition. It's a quirk or something that works for me. Something that I can trust in every day and I believe in.
Hey, you're on the right track if you think we've yet to take a bite out of the bloopers. For even more unbelievable are the fielding faux pas still to come.
I got it! Mine! Let me have it! I got it! Mine! Let me have it! I got it! Mine!
We shouldn't laugh.
Why not?
Catching a round ball in a leather glove isn't easy, but some plays are more difficult than others. So we asked the guys to tell us which ones really are the toughest.
The most difficult defensive play is, I think, is a line drive back up the middle at a pitcher. You just have no time to react. The pitcher's the closest one to the batter, on the baseball field, and I think, a line drive off a bat coming 110 miles an hour with no time to react is the toughest play.
Shot back up the box. Flory knocks it down, doesn't know where the ball is, and by the time he can recover, everybody's safe. Line drive, Wagner caught it! Unbelievable play to win the game.
I think an outfielder going over the fence to make a catch at full speed is pretty hard.
That's driven to right field and deep. Hill is back at the wall. He leaps. He caught it! Oh, what a catch! High towering driving to center field. Mike Cameron going back on the track at the fence. Jumps! And he makes the catch. What a play by Mike that camera.
Jeff Reveille driving it pretty good. Deep left, and the track is Ducey. Did he pull it back? He did. That ball deep to left field. Anderson goes back, jumps. Look at the play by Garrett Anderson.
No!
But it's not just fielding plays that can be difficult to comprehend. Home runs also have a way of sneaking up on you, sometimes in the grandest fashion.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's a grand slam. Also, a grand slam. Unbelievable.
Greg Counsell, who doesn't hit a lot of home runs, gets his first home run and first Major League Grand Slam and has his biggest RBI day ever.
Consider the case of catcher Scott Hatteberg. His first career home run never happened, at least not according to the umpire.
Scott Hatteberg after the first pitch unloads here to center field. Mayshore back in front of the bleacher wall. It is off the wall. Hatteberg goes for two. He's got a long double. Hatteberg did not miss a home run by much.
What? Wait a minute. That ball's a home run. That hit the camera.
It would have been my first Major League home run, and those sometimes get tough to come by. I get that first one, so it was a little upsetting, but I can deal with it. If I hit 60, I guess it'll be a problem, but doubt that happens.
And then there is Rafael Belliard. He prefers to keep his career home runs spaced apart by the decade, that is.
Deep to left field. Rafael Belliard. It is gone! Yeah! Rafael Belliard's second career home run. Way to go, Rafi! It has been 10 years, over 10 years. Look at the Braves dugout. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Second career homer for Rafael Belliard, who said a couple of months ago, all I want to do is hit one more.
Have you ever wondered why home run hero Babe Ruth wore this crown? Maybe because pitcher David Wells had his real hat. A collector's item David purchased for $35,000. And when Wells wore the hat in a game, he felt a bond with the Babe.
It was very emotional and chilling. I had goosebumps, and it's just one of the things when you have a hat like that and the history behind it. It's something that you don't know what to expect. But I was very nervous, and it's just a hat, but it's the Babe's hat. So I went out there, and that was the only inning that I got 3 outs. It didn't go well after that. I don't think I made it out of the second inning.
Well, more often than not, Wells pitches well, and the fans at Yankee Stadium use their heads to symbolize his success.
I think it's a good symbol. It represents the beer drinkers well, and not me, of course, not at all.
These are some fans with knowledge right here, okay? These fans know their Yankees.
Trying to catch a baseball can be a little rough. Keeping up with your sister can be just as tough. Uh-oh. But keeping track of bloopers is the challenge of them all. For you never really know who is going to take the fall.
We're going to talk to him in a couple of innings, and I'm going to get back at that very definitely.
Josh, I just want to tell you what a fabulous job you're doing. I want to welcome you to the big league.
Back to you.
Hitting for the cycle is one of baseball's rarest feats. That's when one player gets a single, a double, a triple, and a home run all in the same game. In fact, it's so rare, it's almost a dream come true.
Alex Rodriguez deep to right center field. Goodbye, baseball.
I was just using a coupon book that came in the mail from Safeway, and that must have been about 3 or 4 months ago.
Lined into right field for a base hit.
In the middle of the coupon book was the entry form for the drawing.
Alex Rodriguez, a triple. And Alex Rodriguez is a double away from you-know-what.
So I just filled it out and dropped it in there and didn't think twice about it since. And when they called my name on TV and they said,
Pamela Altazan of Kashmir, I hope you are watching.
all of a sudden I hear from the garden, Pam, come in here, quick. I didn't know what was going on, so I dropped everything and ran in here, and he says, they called your name on TV. I said, well, why, you know?
Because if Rodriguez can double, you're going to be $1 million richer. The pitch to A-Rod is slooped down the right field line. That's got a chance to be fair, and Alex is on his way for 2. Alex Rodriguez is going to have the double. He has hit for the cycle.
David Niehaus was saying over and over, you know, you're a winner, you're a winner.
Pamela Altazan of Kashmir has just won $1 million. Unbelievable, Red.
I'll tell you what, if you know Pamela and you're there, call her.
30 seconds later, the phone was just ringing off the hook.
You have won her $1 million tonight.
Oh my God. Well, I want to meet that girl and I want my cut.
Well, Alex did get to meet Pamela, and he did, in fact, let her keep his cut. But while $1 million winners tend to run in cycles, not everything in baseball is a fairy tale. Sometimes players make errors and then make the worst excuse for why they made them.
Oh, the worst excuse? For making an error. That's a good question.
The regular excuses, you know, the sun was in my eyes.
When you look up like today, it doesn't look very bright out.
I've heard different ones in New York with the planes, especially at Shea Stadium, or in Canada, and the old Montreal Stadium, the birds, the seagulls. So, you know, those are probably two of the weirdest ones I've heard.
Probably that a pass ball, I lost it in the sun. I can say. Once heard a guy say that his spikes were too long, and that's what caused him to trip and fall. That was a pretty good one.
I heard a guy say, yeah, something in the stands got my eye, something reflected off of something, I couldn't see the ball.
Not even a 14-karat necklace is safe from the realm of reason. Of course, when the roof above the diamond is white, fielders are often forgiven, for no excuse is necessary.
Lines this one to left field. Lawton, whoa! Hit the head!
Look at all the players. They're going to watch this on the screen up there now. They want to see if this ball indeed hit him in the head. Doink, doink, doink.
Lined into right field. Lawton is there, and he lost it in the lights. Off his glove or his head, and the ball rolls out to the center fielders. Matt Lawton hit on the head by that line drive off the bat of Edgar Martinez.
And if you think these guys would be glad to get outside, remember, we are just the third rock from the sun.
Lost it in the sun. It's going to fight the sun.
Trouble with the sun all afternoon.
Looking right into that setting sun. Looking right up into the sun.
And you absolutely cannot play on a day like today without sunglasses.
It's no mean feat to make balls disappear. Or in the case of Doug Bochtler, make batters disappear. But Bochtler is the master of Major League illusion.
What I do is I can just take that and I can place it on my hand and actually get this pin to rise and float in midair. I can actually jam the pin right through anything that I want to and pull it right through, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the $100 bill.
No question, Doug has the magic touch. But his most impossible mission takes place in the bullpen.
Bochtler's going to steal a drink here.
It takes a thief. That's a little kind of skit that I do for the fans down in the bullpen. It's played when a when the opposing pitcher comes in with a big jam, you know, bases loaded or something like that, and they play the theme to Mission Impossible, so I'll kind of shimmy along the wall, and I'll sneak up there and I'll grab the lady's drink, and then I'll run back and set it down. And it's something that I've been doing for 3 years now, and the same lady, has never realized what song I do it to.
One thing ballparks seem to engender is a sense of romance, of love so tender.
This will go to our collection of ugly ties.
It fell apart. There's the bride and groom. It looks like they're fighting already.
Now it's all fun and games till somebody loses an eye. Careful, guys. Those balloons are sharp.
That's why you have to wear a hard hat here, because you never know when one of these babies is going to come down and hit you in the head.
There's also plastic bag night here in Anaheim.
Why would you, of all the things to wear to the ballpark? Why?
And there is Elvis. He had a little bit of a problem with the pants.
That is not the Fanatic. That's an imposter.
Or on Slim Fest.
Obviously getting a huge response from the crowd.
I don't know. Let's have another drink and think about it. That's always been my philosophy, too. Whoa, easy.
Whoa.
God bless you. Yabba dabba dabba doo.
It's one thing to get the baseball securely in your pocket. It's still another to find the key to unlock it.
Well, we've seen some amazing things. In fact, we saw something happen just like that. I believe it happened to a pitcher who threw the glove to first base, and they recorded the out.
Right back to the mound. Good stab by Mulholland. Runs most of the throw. What?
So you think you've seen everything in this game, huh?
You're going to watch. This is a classic. This is going to lead this week in baseball.
It takes quite a player to balance the art of baseball, but Terry Mulholland fits the bill.
Actually, I've been able to do it probably since high school. And it's just, one of those things, you're sitting around, you got a lot of time on your hands, and, I don't know, when I was a kid, I always liked balance and stuff, if I picked up a stick or whatever, and I just messed around with a hat one day and got it down.
Look at Terry. You got to amuse yourself during these breaks between innings. He's pretty good at that.
That is. That's a pretty good trick right there. And he relocates the hat.
Just balance this on my nose and then let it drop right on my head.
There you go. Terry's got that trick. He broke out his rookie year here. Blew our minds.
Some players perform their fancy feats for free, while others take to the stage for some stand-up comedy.
At shortstop, number 13, Omar Vizquel.
Thank you very much. After the season last year, my wife asked me to take her somewhere where she never been. And I grabbed her by the ear and took her right to the kitchen. Man, my foot's falling asleep. Don't you hate that when your foot falls asleep during the day? Because you know it's gonna be awake all night. You gotta go out. Thank you very much.
Omar Vizquel, ladies and gentlemen, Omar Vizquel. Lots of energy, right? Well, not compared to the reigning king of baseball enthusiasm, the much-traveled kinetic energy show himself, Rex Hudler.
After he touches the baseball, it must look like a golf ball.
Played in that uniform, played in that one, played in that one.
Wow. Go ahead. Come on, get that knock. Let's go. Let's go.
You pump me up.
Dude, you are pumping me up.
Well, Des, you're pumping me up.
Oh, you're pumping me up. You're pumping me up. And it pumps me up every day. Every day I come to the ballpark.
That's not enough to pump you up. Hang with him. You better get a lunch pail and carry it to work.
I don't know where he gets it from, but he keeps everybody loose, and he always has energy.
I don't have the energy before noon to do anything Rex Hudler does at any point during the day.
My teammates I love and adore them, and I feel sorry for my teammates. That's why in my career I've only been able to stay with the team for 3 years. There's a 3-year max on me, because after 3 years they're sick and nauseous. They can't hear anymore.
Hey, Hudler, you're a bum.
We've had it up to here with him.
I don't dig myself that often. I do occasionally.
That is wonderful. That is awesome. It's beautiful. That's Hud. That's Hud at his best.
It's my man Ozzie Smith right here. When I turned a double play with him, I called home that night. Called my mother.
I said, Mom, I've just turned 2 with the greatest shortstop of all time.
You're the best.
Man, are you kidding me? That is outstanding. Outstanding. Man, that is outstanding. It's outstanding. My teammates, I tell them, look, I won't take it personal if you tell me to be quiet. Just tell me, Hud, not today. Or if you yell cotton real loud, and I'll go get you some cotton, we'll put in your ears, but I'm gonna keep talking. I can't wait. It's gonna be beautiful.
It's hard to describe. All you have to do is talk to him one time, and you know what I mean.
I'm Rex Hudler. Thanks for the privilege.
Welcome to Club Baseball.
The first cut on this record has been cross-format focused for airplay success.
I'll get busy on it immediately. Be sure of that.
Ground ball to the Bipper. Oh, little flip, a bare hand, as good as you'll see. Hard hit ball. Louser with a great stop to flip the second for 1, the first, and they get a double play.
Up the middle, can he sneak it through? No. Oh, behind the back. Double play, what a play.
Up the middle, knocked down by Wendell. Ordonez on a brilliant play to turn the double play. They'll be talking about this one for a long time.
There have, of course, been countless great plays throughout the years. But it's hard to think of anyone who has mastered the art better than Jim Edmonds, a man for whom no ball is out of reach.
Diving for it is the center fielder, Jim Edmonds. And Jim Edmonds comes up with another one for the highlight reel.
Back goes Edmonds, and he makes another catch. The wall comes apart, but he grabs the ball. Wow. This guy can play center field.
Swinging, drives one deep center field. Edmonds all the way back and up against the wall, makes a terrific catch. What a play by Jim Edmonds.
I think the catch put me on the map. David Howard was hitting. He's really not a power hitter, so I was playing kind of shallow. And the winning run, I think, was on first base, and there was 2 outs. So I was trying to prevent a base hit from tying the game. Jason was pitching a great game, Jason Dixon. He kept the ball down the whole game, so I really wasn't thinking about it.
And I threw a curveball, a hanging curveball to a guy, and he hit it dead center, and I thought it was gone.
Fly ball center field, long run for Jim Edmonds.
All I saw was Jimmy running away from me. I could see the 25. He just kept getting farther and farther.
Oh, he made a catch! Unbelievable!
More people make fun of me for laying there than actually making the play. See, right there, I just can't believe it. I'm like, caught the ball, saved the game. The only thing on my mind is I got to catch this ball or we're going to lose this game.
That may be the best catch I have ever seen.
I never high-fived him. I never patted him on the back or anything because I sat there and it was almost like I said to myself, you know, I can't believe, I think I just seen the best catch I've ever seen in baseball.
That's like Willie Mays, a great catch of Vic Wirtz's drive in the 54 World Series.
I can be compared to anything at one time. Never can be compared to Willie Mays, obviously, but to a catch, maybe yes. Like I said, he's Willie Mays, and he's still the guy to beat. And I just went out there and made a play just like he did, and you know, you guys hyped it up for us.
Unbelievable!
Our sentiments exactly. For there's nothing more unbelievable than great plays and bloopers.
Ball is chopped off the plate. They've got one to scale. Unbelievable.
Schaefer gives chase, slides. What a
Makes the catch.
Good job by Reed as he sends one the opposite way. Merced goes to first and got him.
Hamilton tracks it down.
Nixon leaps and makes the catch at the wall.
Dave!
Ray Sammy.
Junior going back out, way back to the track. The wall makes the catch.
Damon Buford laid out to Rob Canseco.
Whoa!
On by Ordonez.
Santangelo. Oh, unbelievable. Wow, what a catch by Louis. Joey Lopez
On the run and a great play by Damon Mayshore. Bordick with a great play, gets the force, and they turn the double play.
Oh, what a catch by Rusty Greer.
Oh, he made the catch. Look at Franco. Look at Vizquel. Look at the acrobatics on the infield for the Indians.
Lancing up the jeu. Il est retiré.